All right, so now we're going to work out these three practice problems together. Your first step is to make sure it's set equal to 0, which this is. Check. Now we're going to factor the quadratic. So this particular quadratic needs to be factored using your GCF. So we're going to divide by 6p, which is the GCF out of each term. You have 6p times p plus 12 is equal to 0. Now what we do is we're going to tee off the two factors. The factors are separated where the parentheses are. Set each of those factors equal to 0 and solve each equation. So in the first one, you have to divide by 6 to get p by itself. So you're left with p equals 0. And then in this one, you have to subtract 12 from both sides, and you should get p equals negative 12. Therefore, answers are negative 12, 0. Pause the video and make sure you get this down, and then you can check your answers in your calculator. Now on to the next one. This one says solve the quadratic for the positive value of x. So again, we're still going to make sure that the quadratic is set equal to 0, which it is. Now this is not GCF. It's a difference of two squares. So you're going to set up your double bubble, put equals 0. To factor a difference of two squares, you put a plus and minus. Square root your x squared, you put the x in the front. Square root your 36, you put your 6 in the back. Now it's the solving part where you tee off your factors. Set each of these factors equal to 0. And then solve each of these equations. Now most of you can do this in your head. If you want, you could just go straight to x equals negative 6 and x equals positive 6. You don't have to actually solve the one-step equation if you don't want to. So this one, it says find the positive value for x. So we're going to keep this answer. I'm going to show you something that we do in word problems. We're going to write reject through the answer that we don't want, so the grader knows that you're looking only for the positive one. You could check these answers in your calculator, pause the video and make sure you get this down. Now on to the last one. Okay, so this one's a little bit more challenging. It's one of our factor by grouping trinomial questions. This one, we want the negative value for w here. So in this one, we're going to multiply. We get negative 24. Our factors of negative 24 are negative 1, positive 24, negative 2, positive 12, negative 3, positive 8, negative 4, positive 6. Also, we have our opposite ones, positive 1, negative 24, positive 2, negative 12, positive 3, negative 8, positive 4, negative 6. So now we need to figure out which one's going to add to negative 2, which would be positive 4, negative 6. So now we're going to break this up. We bring our 3w squared down. We put plus 4w minus 6w minus 8 equals 0. Just put a line down here. Okay, now we'll group it. Factor out our GCF. The GCF here is just w. The GCF here is negative 2. So when we factor out the w, we're left with w times 3w plus 4. When we factor out the negative 2, we're left with 3w plus 4. Bring your equals 0 down. Factor out your common factor, 3w plus 4. And then you have your w minus 2 left over equals 0. Now in this one, it's going to be a little different when we tee it off. The first factor here that we're setting equal to 0 is going to be a two-step equation. And that's actually the answer we're looking for. We're looking for the negative value for w. So when we add 2 over here, we get w equals positive 2. So that's not the answer we want. We want the negative one. So here you're going to subtract 4 from both sides. You bring your 3w down. You bring your minus 4 down. But now we have to divide by 3 to get our answer. So our final answer, I'm going to put it over here because it's hard to fit. We have w equals 2 and w equals negative 4 over 3. So negative 4 over 3 is going to be the answer we want. We can reject the other answer. Reject. So just make sure that you get all this down. These are getting challenging if you're having a hard time with factoring, but otherwise this should not be too hard, okay? Message me if you need any help. Next thing I want to just talk about is make sure you go to the Google Classroom today and complete the classwork on the Google form. The problems are going to be the same from the packet examples, except for it's in a digital form. Okay, have a great day.